Welcome to Operationalizing Agentic Cloud Security for the Modern SOC. In this session, we'll show you exactly how to embed agentic AI into cloud security workflows to protect your multi-cloud environments. My name is Mohit Basin, and I'm on the product marketing team here at Palo Alto Networks. Joining me today is Elad Schuster, Director of Product Management, and Amit Bitan, Senior Product Manager. So let's get started. Currently, we are witnessing a surge of cloud attacks that SOC teams have to deal with. Between 2024 and 2025, Unit 42 threat research shows that attacks on cloud environments surged by 64%. That is a massive escalation in cloud attacks. Yet, defenders are falling behind. Organizations faced a staggering 235% increase in high severity alerts. Think about that ratio. For every incremental step that attackers take, the defensive burden on your team triples. This is more than just falling behind. If we rely on manual intervention, the attacker will always win on the amount of attacks alone. Making things worse, incident response data from Unit 42 over the past 5 years shows an alarming trend in the speed and pace of attacks. Attacks are now 518 times faster. This is the weaponization of speed. Attackers have compressed what it used to take on average 9 days to under 12 hours. And with the help of AI, it can take as little as 25 minutes to exfiltrate data from your environment. Think about your current SLAs. If it takes your team 30 minutes just to acknowledge a ticket, the data is already gone from your environment before a human even opens the alert. We are trying to fight machine speed attacks with human speed processes. The math doesn't add up. A new approach is required. In addition, data silos between cloud security and security operations create blind spots and slows down response, as well as the amount of time it takes to respond to attacks. Now, on one hand, cloud security teams have the proper context into configuration and posture of their cloud applications, but they don't have visibility into active attacks. On the other hand, security operations have real-time visibility into attacks, but do not have the broader context into the cloud, making it challenging for them to respond effectively. Security teams are struggling with data correlation. In our latest Data to the Cloud Native Security Report, we found that the time spent on data correlation across various tools requires nearly half of their time, meaning that precious time during an incident is spent dealing with trying to piece together the full attack story. Now let's be honest, incident response in the cloud has reached a breaking point. The growing attack volume, increase in speed of attacks, and tool complexity is outpacing teams' ability to contain cloud threats. We need to change the mechanism how to detect, investigate, and respond to cloud attacks. Now, I'm going to hand it over to Elad to go over the solution.
Thank you, Mohit, and hi, everyone. My name is Elad Schuster, Director of Product for Cloud Workload Protection.
And I'm Amit Bitan, Senior Product Manager, leading Cloud Detection and Response.
As we've just discussed, the old approach to cloud security is clearly broken, and it's failing us in three critical ways. We need a fundamental shift in how the SOC operates, built on three non-negotiable requirements. The first one is protection first. We need real-time protection that acts as the first line of defense to stop attacks, rather than just remediating them after the fact. The second one is AI-ready data lake. The silos must go. There needs to be a single scalable architecture that unifies data across code, cloud, runtime, and the SOC. The third one is agentic AI. Automation scripts aren't enough anymore. We need agentic AI that can dynamically respond to both known and unknown incidents, drastically reducing the manual burden on your SOC analysts. We launched Cortex Cloud last year in February, and it delivered our vision of bringing together CNAPP with CDR to deliver a real-time cloud security solution that has resonated with the market. But now we're introducing exciting updates with Cortex Cloud 2.0, the first agentic CNAPP. Cortex Cloud brings all the code-to-cloud context into the SOC, which is fundamental to how the SOC functions and sees all the cloud just as it sees the enterprise. This is the only way to meaningfully reduce the mean time to response in the cloud, which is terrible today. State of the Cloud Native Security Report from 2025 indicates that 89% of security professionals say cloud security and SecOps needs tooling to merge. The days of separate teams fighting separate fires are over. To truly operationalize cloud detection and response, we need to execute on 4 fronts simultaneously. The first one is protect your runtime environment from active breaches. The second one is detect effectively to find the root cause of the breaches, not just the symptoms. The third is investigate and respond faster by automating your response and remediation workflows. And the fourth is prevent. You need to prevent reoccurrence by applying strict guardrails before vulnerable code or configuration ever hits production. Now, this creates a self-reinforcing security loop that gets smarter with every incident. So let's dive deep into each of those 4 stages. Protect. We help you stop cloud attacks before they become breaches with our cloud runtime security capability. This includes protection across all cloud-native workloads such as hosts, containers, Kubernetes clusters, serverless functions, as well as web apps and API. For example, if your workloads are being targeted by an attacker due to zero-day exploits, malware, anomalous behavior, crypto mining, or known vulnerability exploitation, our best-in-class MITRE-validated XDR agents will shut down the attacks in real time. Now, our XDR agents are designed to be easily deployed and operationalized, and we also support agentless form factors where real-time protection is not necessarily required or as a first step for gaining visibility. Now, to execute on a real-time protection strategy, you need an agent that adapts to your environment, not the other way around. Whether you're running on AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, or on-prem, our agents provides best-in-class protection across all your distinct workloads and business-critical applications. And most importantly, we give you granularity. We know that one size doesn't fit all. So Cortex Cloud empowers you to dial in protections that match the specific risk tolerance of each application, thus ensuring that you stay secure without disrupting critical business logic. Detect. Cortex Cloud makes the SOC incredibly efficient at detecting, investigating, and responding to attacks. You need an AI-ready data lake that unifies and enriches data so AI can actually use it. Now, this begins by gathering rich context. We start with deep telemetry across code, cloud, runtime, and SOC. Then thousands of machine learning-driven detectors evaluate this data and uncover the full scope of advanced attack at machine speed. Every detection related to the same attack is grouped into a single case, revealing the complete connected story of what happened. Now, cases are scored by risk, based on the cumulative risk of issues within them, so your analysts can always focus on the highest priority attacks first. This is all real-time process driven by machine learning, replacing multiple steps for the SOC today. Detection. We all know the pain of alert fatigue. Most tools just give you a list of problems. What we've built here is the automated case grouping that turns those isolated alerts into a complete attack narrative. At the top, we synthesize all the signals and stitch them into a complete attack story and give it a risk score to help you prioritize the risk. Instead of drowning in logs, your team sees one clean overview. This is all done with our AI models running in the background. We provide additional context to help your analyst understand how the breach likely started without them having to search for it. For example, we'll link a known CVE vulnerability. We can trace the execution from an initial malware detection down to the specific agent and IP address, and finally into the credential abuse attempt. Do you have any additional questions? Cool. Need any further clarification? Just go ahead and ask our case investigation agent, which acts as another virtual team member on your SOC team and has all the necessary case context. Investigate and respond. You need sophisticated automation and agentic AI to clear away the manual work and dynamically respond to incidents. When these pieces come together, you get what the SOC has always needed, the ability to operate at machine speed. This is how you move from a reactive SOC to an autonomous one. It starts with AI detections, identifying a critical issue. But instead of just pinging you, our AI agents help you start investigate and generate a response plan just for you. Now, look at the center box, human in the loop. We don't force the action. We present the plan and your security teams review it and authorize it. This ensures you maintain control over sensitive infrastructure. Once approved, the remediation playbooks execute instantly. The result is twofold. The issue is resolved, and the model uses the data to propose policy fine-tuning, as well as next steps of remediation you should take. Here's how you can scale investigation and response with AI agents that can dynamically assist your team. Instead of running manual queries to stitch data together, you simply ask the agent, what is the root cause and how do I fix it? The transparent AI logic shows its reasoning and thinking process before executing. It interprets the input and explicitly lists the steps it would take, such as fetching more data, isolating a VM involved in the incident, or executing a fix. By automating this data retrieval and correlation, we strip away manual grunt work. This allows you to scale your investigation capacity and drastically reduce mean time to response, letting human resources focus on the decision making and not the data gathering. Next, we move to prevent. So we've covered how to stop attacks and how to investigate and respond to them. But the real work isn't done until we ensure it can't happen again. This stage is about preventing future issues by adjusting your guardrails. So we take the intelligence from the incident and push it directly back to your software development lifecycle. For example, we can block insecure pull requests to code repositories or block insecure builds in CI/CD pipelines. So if a developer tries to push code that reintroduces the vulnerability we just found, the attempt fails. This prevents the flaw from ever reaching your production environments again. By closing the loop, we transform incidents into valuable lessons learned. Our AI virtual team members use these insights to create guardrails, proactively preventing future risks, and significantly reducing unnecessary burden on your SOC teams. Let's take a deeper dive into guardrail setting in peacetime. Now, determining which policies are the most effective to apply in different environments and different lifecycle stages is time-consuming and prone to errors. We solve that with AI-recommended guardrails. Instead of your security engineers guessing which rules to enforce, we leverage AI to analyze findings in your environment and prioritize the highest impact policies for you. As seen in the first example on the slide, our AI-powered models identified the use of a risky, unmaintained Python package used 30 times in pull requests during the last 30 days. The AI provides one-click recommendations, enabling you to immediately apply and block the future use of that specific package in subsequent pull requests. This is intelligent prevention. We are applying tailored guardrails based on risks identified in your environments. Now I'm going to pass it to Amit to show a demo of everything we've just discussed.
Thank you, Elad. As the product manager for cloud detection and response, my goal is simple: to help you secure your applications and drastically reduce your mean time to response. In the next 5 minutes, you're going to better understand how agentic AI is transforming the CDR experience within Cortex Cloud. We all know the biggest challenge SOC teams face isn't just detecting threats, it's connecting the dots and understanding the full attack story and taking action before damage is done. Let's step into the shoes of an analyst. I begin my day in the Cortex Cloud Command Center, my single pane of glass for monitoring the complete health and security of our cloud environments. On the left, I see my assets at risk. At the center, I can see how AI saves my morning. It has correlated vast amount of issues to much fewer manageable cases, effectively silencing the noise. A quick glance at the bottom shows me our security hygiene, providing me with a clear summary of our vulnerability and compliance posture. However, the real urgency is in the center, in the active threat cases widget. A critical threat has just triggered and it demands my immediate attention. At this stage, I don't know the name of the attack or the specifics, just that the severity is critical. Let's find out what's going on. I've now drilled down into the active cases list. Right at the top, we see it, the Great Escape, from SQL injection to full AWS takeover, a terrifying title that suggests a major threat. Let's look at the complexity we are dealing with. In the center, we have the case graph. It connects the dots between different assets that play part in this attack story. It looks like a really complex attack. At the bottom left, we have a feed of 63 individual issues. If you scroll through, it's a chaos. We will find SQL injections, reverse sales, suspicious EC2 token usage, and activity from unusual locations. And look down here at the bottom right. We can see all the entities involved in this attack story and the complete MITRE attack metrics. We can see the attacker progressing through the kill chain from initial access through credential access all the way to exfiltration. To the naked eye, this is overwhelming. A human analyst would need hours to correlate these widget commands with IAM policy changes. I don't have hours, I need answers now. This is where Agentics, our AI agent, changed the game. I'm not writing complex SQL queries or digging into raw logs. The AI assistant does this for me. I'll start with the most important ask. What is happening here? Provide me with a summary of this case. Look at that clarity. The case investigation agent synthesizes those 63 issues into a coherent narrative. A sophisticated attack started with exploiting a vulnerability for initial access, leading to a complete AWS takeover. The agent unveils the full attack story, the involved entities, the progress through the kill chain, and the impact. It turned noisy signals into a story. I now know exactly how they got in. We have a confirmed breach. The clock is ticking. We have the context. Now we need to stop the bleeding. We need a cure. I will ask, what's the recommended containment plan? As you can see, the agent suggests a full containment, eradication, and recovery plan. I will start with the suggested containment plan, handling 3 aspects. First, before changing the environment, I will ask for forensics collection. Second, I will isolate the compromised endpoints. And third, I want to disable the compromised backdoor admin user. I can execute those directly from the chat. Let's do it. I'm clicking execute. The forensics data collection is initiated and soon will be ready to be examined. The backdoor admin user is suspended. The network configurations were updated to isolate the machine. The threat is contained. Imagine what is now possible, powered by Agentics AI. In less than 5 minutes, we went from a critical case with dozens of issues and raw logs to a fully contained breach. We didn't write a single line of SQL. We didn't switch browser tabs. We used Agentics AI to understand the full attack story and to close the book on it. And that's it. You've just witnessed the power of AI-driven CDR. Thank you, and back to you, Moit.
Thank you everyone for taking the time to learn about how to operationalize agentic cloud security for the modern SOC. I encourage you to read our latest IR report for expert recommendations.